I don't think it's really a surprise to anybody at this point that this latest patch is pretty chock full of bugs, but there have been some that are definitely more interesting to discuss than others. I know we already talked about the Marble Goddess skin, and just to kind of give a little bit of an update on that before we get into the fun content for today. So that originally had a patch that came out about 24 hours after that initial drop of this first limited time mode event, whatever, where the devs claimed to have fixed the hitbox. Now, Jason McCord explained on Twitter last night that the reason that that whole thing happened is because when they uploaded that skin to Wraith's character model choices, they forgot to give it a hitbox, and so the game auto-assigned a hitbox to that skin. So as I previously mentioned, they dropped a hotfix for it. The hotfix didn't work. So on June 30th, which is yesterday, when I'm releasing this video, they dropped another hotfix for that, and that hotfix seems to have worked. Now let me know down in the comments below if you're still having trouble with that Marble Goddess skin, since it was pretty much unplayable for the first week and a half of this limited time mode, and would just leave you as a sitting duck whenever you tried to take a fight because you had a pretty gigantic hitbox. But moving on from that, we have 3 different instances of some pretty funny glitches. One of them is not really funny, but I feel like it's something that we should talk about. I really genuinely enjoy doing these videos with like funny bugs and glitches, because one, it raises awareness for them so that if the devs aren't aware of them, more people will be able to report it if it happens to them or something like that. But also, I just think it's really entertaining to watch stupid things happening in Apex. So we're gonna get into the first one, and now this one was posted on Reddit, and it's one of the 2 videos that we're gonna talk about of different things happening when you go down. Now, there's always been like weird things that could happen when you go down. Like initially, last season, when you phased, if you got shot during the charge up period of phase when you were Wraith, you would go into phase while you were down and like get a little speed boost or speed reduction depending on which part of the season you were playing in. But the Wraith one has actually gotten significantly worse, but we're going to talk about that in a second. First, we're going to talk about how Lifeline and Gibby can like hop around like a frog when they get downed. So now this is the only one that I'm actually not sure of how you trigger. I don't think the people who recorded it even knew how to trigger it. This video, which you'll see when I'm playing it, starts when the lifeline is already down, so I couldn't do any analysis on it, unfortunately, and this hasn't happened to me personally, so we'll just have to watch the video. It's pretty funny. Now, obviously, there's no like distinct advantage that you get from this. It's just you can kind of hop around. It's harder to shoot you, and you can move slightly faster. You can get up stuff or down stuff that you wouldn't be able to usually, and block a few more bullets if you're good at that. But yeah, this one I just think is kind of funny. It's not like game breaking in any way, shape, or form. It's just really entertaining to watch. I kind of wish it would happen to me. In the past, I've had like similar stuff happen where when I was playing Caustic back in season 3, I got downed one time and I was still moving at like full speed and I could run and everything, which was pretty funny. I definitely don't have that footage anymore, otherwise I'd show you guys, so you're just gonna have to believe me. But that's the first one. The second one, if I can find a video, I'll show it. It's gonna happen in the background footage at some point during this video, potentially. This has actually happened. Someone used it against me. I know how to use it, but I have never, and I will never, because I just think it's kind of scummy. But if you're Wraith, there's a way to use phase right before you get downed, and there's like a weird thing that happens where it cancels the animation of you phasing, and then you go down and you pull out your gun. So while you can't use your knockdown shield, no matter the color of it, you can still use whatever weapon you had out when you got downed. I'm not entirely sure if you can switch weapons. I don't think you can, but for those of you who it's happened to, let me know down below whether or not you can switch from your primary to your secondary weapon. Can you throw grenades? That's another thing that I'm curious about. But yeah, somebody tried to use this against me like towards the end of the game. It was like top 4 squads or something, and we downed somebody, and then when we went to finish, the second teammate, person opened fire on us. Fortunately, both my teammate and I knew this glitch already, this bug, whatever you want to call it. So we just eliminated that player really quickly, but this has the potential to be something really powerful, especially if the Wraith who's downed has self-res, because that means even though she might not be able to self-res, she can survive all the way until she either gets killed or her timer runs out, which in my opinion is a pretty dangerous bug. I think this one really does need to be ironed out. As I mentioned, this isn't the first time that this has happened. I'm not sure if it was Wraith who could do this in the past, but I know there were other characters who, when they were downed, could use certain abilities. There was another bug that you could do with Wraith that they finally just patched out, and it wasn't even like they patched it out, but basically when she had her phase from last season and every season before that, I think probably since like the middle of season 3, Wraith players could like spam their phase, and so they could infinitely phase through all circles, lava, everything, and they wouldn't take damage from it, which is crazy, but that's just how it was. So with the change of phase, finally that has been ironed out. I've lost several games due to scummy Wraith players doing that. So like I said, I don't want to go into any like details on how to do this because I don't want anybody using it in games. While I know you guys wouldn't use this because you're not scummy players who will trade your integrity for dubs, I know there are people who will see this and do it. So for the sake of that, we will not be discussing that. However, we got to get on to our last topic, which is this pretty crazy Loba bug. Now, this is a brand new bug that just came with this patch. It has not been patched out or anything. In fact, I'm not even sure if the devs know about it, but there are certain items in Loba's ShopRite, you know, her ultimate or black market, whatever you choose to call it, that if you and a teammate try to take out at the same time, it crashes the entire lobby. Now, I don't think this is anything like you can use it and then load back in and kill people while they're out in the lobby or like anything crazy like that, because it does boot everybody out evenly, but it closes out the entire lobby. Now you can still load back into the lobby after this happens, but as I previously mentioned, I don't think it really gives you that unfair of an advantage, and it also either happens really accidentally, or you would need some pretty serious communication skills with like no voice lag in order to take the same item at the exact same time. So honestly, you know, if you could figure this one out, props to you, because I think that would be incredibly difficult. Now, all three of these that I talked about are not just singular events. I went into the comment sections of where they were posted respectively to make sure that this was like an actual thing that was happening to a significant amount of people. And for all of these, there were at least 10 or so people that this has happened to, because I just wanted to verify that it wasn't a singular unique event and that these were real glitches and bugs and whatever have you. So as I mentioned already, let me know down below, do you enjoy these kind of like just chill hangout bug reviews, commentary, glitches, whatever, where we just kind of talk about fun, silly stuff that happens in Apex? Because I personally do really enjoy it. Those are my 3 for today, though. I really do hope we get some hot fixes for these like downed glitches, especially because it's really difficult to you have to down someone and then fight them again while they're down, especially if they have like a Kraber or a Mastiff or something like that, where you can't really fight them evenly, you know, like if it's a more powerful weapon. So yeah, devs, please get on that. Thank you. However, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Before you head out, make sure you hit that like button, as it really supports the video and helps me do better in search results. While you're down there, if you're not already part of the club, you could do me and the channel a humongous favor by hitting that red subscribe button and joining the club. We'd love to have you here. And make sure you hit that bell notification so that you don't miss out on any brand new uploaded content. However, that's going to be it for this video, guys. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take it easy.